It's. I might as well just talk about this because, I don't have an outlet right now. Basically, just my own self deprecation and hatred caused me to lose the teammate that I have been working for the past 3 months with. And I was being a shitty friend on top of that because of my incessant try and catch up and improve. And it's just a slap in the face. Sacrifice my mental health to get to the point, this big catharsis, and not have a. Why did I start doing? I mean, there's a lesson to be learned, I guess, from right. Don't don't care so much. Don't look at it as so black and white. Just a game. Supposed to be fun. Unfortunately, this is kind of going to just feed back into itself. The problem. I don't feel good about this. How could I? How could I? How could I be like celebrating? Oh boy! Good thing Muldrifter hated himself so much that he was so insufferable that he caused someone to literally just leave. you know. Uh, this. Why did I try so hard? Why did I care so much? I should spend my time doing something that could potentially reward, myself rather than this. This game is not it. When I finish an art piece, like I have something I can look at and show people. I feel good about myself, but no, I don't even want to queue. I'm just talking. I'm just talking to you right now. Um, how was that even? I don't know. What a thing. I guess not. It's always been dependent on our performance. I'm a very numbers oriented person. I always have been with everything. With everything I work on, you know? I only feel good about an art piece, for example. Oh, well, I mean, it happened just now, in the past week. Um, I mean, I just. I basically, in the last scrim, I got tilted and I threw the game intentionally by own goaling. And that was the final straw, basically. Because I wasn't making it fun for the team. Imagine if one of your teammates was that down. I mean, for me, I don't think it's a problem. I'm okay with that. But not everyone can handle that. Like, I've been in a situation before where one of my teammates was depressed and, like, feeling sad and, like, not doing well, but, like, yeah, I know, that's bad. But, like, it doesn't bother me if one of our teammates is feeling down because that's something that is approachable and fixable from my perspective. Instead of I would never get upset in that situation or sad. I would merely just pull them aside and check up on them. Ask them if they're doing okay. Ask them, is everything okay in your personal life? It's okay. We don't have to play today. We can just focus on you. Focus on you. There's ways to deal with that, but I'm just a very special case, I guess. So when I get negative, I it's all encompassing. Yes. I guess this is a good thing in the long run, because I'm probably not going to play competitive Omega Strikers after this. I'll go back to doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is developing a video game. I haven't been doing that because I've been trying so hard at this. I've been using my free time to play this instead of working on that video game that I, supposed to be working on. I think in the long run, it'll probably be for the best. They'll have something to show for that. Potentially something that can even help, further my life along. I'd like to buy a house soon. It bothers me because this was very, very simple to avoid. This was so simple. Like, all of this could have been easily avoided. Yeah, I don't know how to chill the fuck out. I still don't. I may never learn how to just chill out. Oh, I need to talk to Busty. Oh, you don't even know what's going on, do you? Oh, let me talk to Busty Biddies. I don't even feel like typing right now. I don't feel like getting out of my chair and touching the keyboard, which requires me to stand because I have a standing desk that doesn't go down. So let me just see if he's in voice call. Yeah, let me talk to him. Hey,
Nice.
Yo, what up, Mall Drifter?
I just wanted to. Oh, hold on. I'm not.
I've never.
Hold on. I'm in the wrong fucking thing. There we go.
I'm getting like.
There
weird,
we go. I'm here now.
I'm getting weird like spikes this game. It's actually kind of pissing me off. Yeah.
I think we're playing well overall, though. We should just keep it up.
If you're mid game, I'll come later to respond to your thing. Yeah, you're in a scrim.
I know, still.
No. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
No, they're playing. They're like actually trying and all that. But yeah, I think ultimately this is like the final nail in the coffin I needed to get me to stop trying so hard at this game and go back to having a balanced life, because I know that this pattern will probably repeat if I try again. I'll get a teammate, they'll be excited to play with me at first. And then, this will happen again. I'll have one or two bad days and I'll spiral, and then they'll want to not play with me anymore. Because I'm just insufferable at times. I mean, it's not one person's fault. I'm ultimately, again, I am the result of my environment, and so are you. We're all subject. That doesn't absolve you of your actions, of course, but like we're just subject to, the influence of everyone else. And like this path ultimately started because Jack told me to like break off from Vex's team with Chunk, and then that worked well for a bit. For a while, I was the better player than Chunk, and then Chunk eclipsed me at some point, and then I tried to catch up to Chunk and I couldn't, and then that was frustrated for me. It was a source of frustration. And then this is what happened. Let me get some water. Yeah, I mean, I it's annoying to have put in all of this time for nothing, more or less. You know, to spend all this time with one person, you know, trying to practice for this one big event, and like it's just around the corner, and you know, like maybe. Let me go get some water. It shouldn't be your responsibility for how I interact with people. That's me. I shouldn't need to. But at the end of the day, this isn't about OSAS anymore. This isn't about the fact that we're no longer going to win, that we're no longer going to participate in grand finals, because we're not. We know the two teams that will be going up against each other at this point. Not mine. It's about the fact that just being myself caused this to happen. No, well, Chunk Dinky's no longer on my team, and he was the midfielder I've been playing with for the past 3 months. Practicing and scrimming and doing team practice and review and coaching, and you know, I've gotten used to playing with him for 3 months. So, you can't expect me to perform, you know, and hit grand finals with a new midfielder in the next 2 days, you know? I'm fortunate that my remaining teammates still want to participate in OSAS with me, even considering how miserable I've been. But I don't expect to perform. He did not screw me and Vicblade over. I screwed myself over by being so insufferable that he would feel the need to leave. It's my fault. I'm not looking for a pity party, I'm just objectively stating that my decisions and actions caused this to happen. This was avoidable had I just kept a steady head. Had I just spoken the way I am right now during those times where I felt frustrated with myself and my performance. But ultimately, it comes from a place of inadequacy. I was feeling, at the end of the day, that Chunk Dinky was performing far better at his role than I was. And as insecure as it sounds, ultimately, I feel like I need to be the best player on the team in order for things to work. In the past 2 competitive OSAS seasons I was in, or sorry, the past one, everything worked better when I was the best player. I felt more comfortable when I was the best. And when Chunk Dinky just clearly excelled at his role, I felt a deep need to get better and improve, and I kept faltering. And it just led to frustration after frustration, and this. But you know, it's not so bad. The light at the end of the tunnel is I'll stop playing this game as much. I'll stop trying to get into competitive. I'll stop doing OSAS. I'll just go back to what I was supposed to be doing. I should make the video game project my obsession again. That made me happier. Competing with anyone, just making something cool. And at least with that, I can show it off to people, and you know, there's a sense of fulfillment with that. You know, I've showed off the demo that we had before. It was very primitive before, mind you. People still thought it was kind of cool, even when it was in its primitive state. I guess, I don't know. At this point, I just need to rethink my choices and rethink how I approach the game, like people in general in the game. I'm not like this in real life. I'm not. It's only here. Yeah. It just would have been fun and cool to like win, I guess. It would have been a big pick me up, and just because I've spent all this time. You know? It just sucks. And no one wants to be around that. So you're just kind of stuck with yourself, and it sucks. It just. I don't know. Like, why did I put in all that time? Why did I spend all those days just toiling over this game for nothing? You know, I wasn't having fun. I was merely putting in the hours in order to facilitate this moment that was going to occur for that payoff, and there's no payoff. Most of the time, no, I didn't. Again, I have to explain something to you. And this is moderately important. Okay? Because this is part of a lot of what I do, unfortunately. Like, I'm gonna use art as an example again. But there are a lot of times where have aura. There were a lot of times where actually this one was moderately fun, actually. Let me pick something more boring. This isn't a good example. This is an example of a fun project. Let me pick, yeah, draw box lessons. This is a great example. I don't know if you're familiar with the website Draw a Box, but it's basically a series of let me move this over here. I'm gonna screw up the stream or anything. Heck, I can't see the chat. I fucked up everything. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I'll just put it over there. Drawbox is a series of exercises, usually boring ones, in order to basically grind certain concepts into your head. One of them is, yeah, I mean, here's me drawing boxes in perspective. You know, it's to force your brain to draw in 3D space, and apparently you're supposed to draw 250 boxes. As you can see, I just gave up. I said fuck this at some point and moved on. But like, there were a lot of exercises like this one. This took a long time, believe it or not. Things like this. Did I do? Yeah, it's just one. Things like this and this and this and this and this. Like this exercise is just you just trying to draw circles and fill up the whole space with circles. This isn't fun. This sucks ass. Like, this sucks. All of these exercises were dog shit. I fucking hated these. Like, this exercise was just me just trying to force you to draw a straight line, and I absolutely fucked it up. Like, a lot of these were early exercises. You can see the progression clearly. Like, it starts with like this. What the hell is this? This is just a single line. There was an exercise with this where you're supposed to draw a plane, but here's the thing. It sucks ass. This exercise was the idea of drawing a plane, but you only had one shot. So what you had to do is you're trying to train your accuracy with drawing a straight line. So the idea is you, like, similar to how you would go to strike a golf club. Sorry, before you go to hit the ball in golf, you do practice strokes, right? So you would ghost your line before you draw it, and then you do one line. That's all you get. So as you can see from this exercise, you can see where I fucked up. I completely missed the center. I missed here, but that's the point. You're not allowed to erase. You're not allowed to Control Z. This took a very long time because every single line I had to practice before doing it. This sucked. This was horrible. I hated it, but it's practice. All of these exercises are practice and kind of a requirement to be able to draw better. Quite frankly, I'm probably out of practice with all these basics and fundamentals. Like, I couldn't do this right now. Maybe I could do this. Like, this was a texture drawing exercise, and I kind of stopped. I should have. Oh yeah. Oh, there's more. There's more. All that. The texture exercise, trying to draw textures. I don't even know what this one was. I was supposed to try and draw paper. This is supposed to be crumpled paper. This is supposed to be I don't know what this is, like a rock surface. That doesn't really look that good. What was this supposed to be? This was like a potato chip. It doesn't look like it. I did a shitty job on these. The point I'm trying to make is, going back to Omega Strikers, is no, I wasn't having fun most of the time. It was practice. I'm okay with things not being fun. In fact, I'll argue, yeah, I know this is sad, but like, most of my time in life is spent not having fun. It's work. You know, like, you spend most of your time working for money. Then with your free time, generally I try to be productive. I don't spend my money. I save every single dime that I make because I don't have a house yet. I don't go out and have fun. Like if I wasn't such a stingy bastard, I'd probably be going out more, like bowling and doing fun things, going out to eat every now and then. You know, like playing card games at the card store or something, doing draft. But I can't bring myself to do it because that would be sacrificing some of the money that I have, and I could be using that money to invest and get a house sooner. So I'm just stingy and just I don't have fun. Because of this, my life is pretty miserable. Like, the only person I used to talk to was like my old, I don't even want to call her a girlfriend. But like, I broke up with her because she was toxic. But that was literally the only person I knew around here. I haven't talked to her in 13 months, and I haven't really done anything in 13 months from a social perspective. I hear you, but like, it's just, I don't. I could take that $20 and invest it in a stock. Yeah. That's why I kind of feel like I need to buy a home soon, because I need a payoff of some sort for what I'm doing. And not to mention that once I have a home, I can maybe use some of the money saving for other things. But then again, I need to think about retirement. Ugh. See. Maybe it never ends. Maybe I can be a little more relaxed once I own it, regardless. If you want the full truth, I live with my parents still, even at my fucking age. But it's honestly a common strategy to skip the renting phase by just making money at your parents' house. The downside is you're living with your parents. That sucks, especially when you're older. Yeah, I mean it's common. It's common. But like I know this sounds no, this isn't selfish. I want to date again. Like I would like to date, but I can't do it if I'm living at my parents' house. That's something I need to a degree. That's something I talked about recently. Yeah, you can, but like it's already ridiculously hard to do it. I like what I would rather secure a higher paid job to secure a higher loan and buy a house. It's just I'm at a point where I can build equity rather than give it to someone else. I'm that far along, so it doesn't make sense. I've already like gone this far. You know, I might as well stick to the plan. Also, it's not like I have any romantic options. Like if I had a romantic option right now and like I can move in with them or something and split rent, that would be different. But like I'm not gonna go rent to like try and date. No, I'll buy a house somewhere and think about that. Honestly, that shouldn't even be my main concern. It should just be making friends again first, having a social life first. Um, that's probably more important. Tinder stream? No. Oh, you know what's funny is my my ex-girlfriend just got married and she was like concerned that I was still single basically. I don't think she understands yet. I was trying to explain to her, yeah, no, I listen, I've been there. I've used it for literally one day and then realized that it's not viable for me. I was trying to explain to her why dating apps don't work for the vast majority of men. And she doesn't get it because when she used Tinder, she got plenty of likes, plenty of matches. Enough, not like amazing amounts, but like she got enough. She found the man she married on it. So, um, she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand. Yeah, I mean, this is a touchy topic because this goes into like sexist ideology and stuff, but there is an objective difference in terms of the supply and demand in that market. Okay, it's objective fact. The thing is, at that point, the problem with dating apps as a man is that, like, why bother? If you're just going to swipe right on everyone, then do you even care about the people you're like? Do you really care about the people you're potentially matching with? You're not. It's just not. It's not organic. It's just disgusting in my eyes. I don't think that's the right strategy. I think it's just better to just make organic connections and hopefully that leads somewhere. But I don't think that's the right way to do it. Which leads us back to this. Being self-deprecating isn't a good strategy to make long-lasting connections with people. While this may be a game, it is a team game, and all of this happened simply because I was so obsessed with improving at this game. But in the process, I ended up doing the opposite, causing someone to get so fed up with my behavior that they would up and leave last second. I am not playing. You want me to play Dota 2 with you? I have not touched that game in years. I have always been dog shit at it, but I will admit that I only played Clockwork. I just liked his hook shot and I thought it was fun. I was dog shit at the game. I was truly terrible. But I thought it was fun to use the hook shot. Yeah, Chunk is currently a substitute. Yeah, no, I mean Chunk has signed up for God's Strongest Soldiers. So Chunk Dinky is no longer my midfielder for OSAS. And if you're new here, it's because I was so insufferable to play with as of late that he had to leave. I was causing him distress, basically, just by hating myself so much. Yeah. That doesn't make me feel good about myself at all, but that's the truth. And I don't know, I'm just kind of venting to whoever wants to talk about it right now. Don't have anyone else to talk to. By myself right now. Just by myself. Usually am. Yeah, just let's do something else. I don't know. Yeah, I have a friend that tried to get me to play Primal. He bought me like Primal Beast for my birthday. Mari, I have a sub potentially. It's Lyre and Lyres. But the problem is we haven't been playing together. I've been playing with Chunk Dinky for the past 3 months and we've gotten used to each other. You know, and I have not been playing with Lyre and Lyre. In fact, Lyre and Lyres is deeply uncomfortable with my playstyle right now. And that's actually a pretty big problem. She's not familiar with the idea of a goalie that walks up yet. Yeah, this to my thing. Hold on. Yeah, that's true. I know, but first of all, the difference is that I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but the brawler is the least important role. It's the midfielder, then the goalie, then the brawler. In terms of knowing how to play with each other, the midfielder and goalie is the backbone of the team. Yeah, no, it's true. The thing is, and I was told by my coaches, it's the same thing. Like you can just slot in any forward into most teams and they'll do fine. But it's the goalie and brawler need to have a rather deep understanding of each other and play styles and rotations and stuff, when to rotate the core, when I need to stand, where you need to stand, where I'm clearing to introduce a 50-50, knowing when to stand the corner, knowing when to stand the out clear, that sort of thing. If the midfielder does not know what to do, the goalie looks like an asshat and will lose their interactions against the opposing brawler and forward. I play green. I don't even like, even while playing this game, I'm not having fun. I'm just grinding. I'm just grinding. Always a grind. For a payoff, but always a grind. Yeah, I mean, in theory, I mean, if or what should I call you? Is your name something? I don't want to listen to this right now. I don't think it's less about being happy right now and more about being content with what I did day to day. I think that's the new goal. Again, I don't need to be happy. Yeah, I'll call you Nico. I don't need to be happy. And that's the difference that a lot of people don't understand. I just need to be content. And I can safely say for the past like couple weeks, I've been going to bed not feeling content at all. I need to be content. I don't need to be happy right now. That's asking too much. That's asking far too much. And I don't think that's an unhealthy expectation. Because I'll argue most of your life you are going to be spending making sacrifices so that your life gets better. No, I'm actually pretty bad at this game. It's all relative. I mean, you know, I'm decent at the game. I'm decent at the game. I mean, I remember walking in not recently, but like half a year ago to make a sale. I was actually making a sale with someone for a couple Mox Opals for over they were $400. $500? 520 for four. but I also participated in draft that night. And I got 3rd place. And I drafted a dog shit deck because I wasn't familiar with the format. But I still got 3rd. And that was pretty good considering that I've only played the format like twice and everyone else at the store played it 50 times. So I have inherent knowledge of the game at this point from playing enough of it. That's fair. Close Cobra first. Oh, I should have done Scoot Swarm first, I'm dumb. Also, I mean, I'm just playing this format to do my daily. I'm not. It's fucking EDH. Fuck, this is Commander. I'm gonna lose this game because I don't give a shit about this format and I slam this deck together. I haven't really tried in this game in a while because it hasn't been my main focus. But yeah, I don't think what I said is unreasonable. Right? This is Brawl, which is a spin-off of Commander. Which is a format where you can pick one legendary creature and use it as your commander, and you can cast it from your command zone anytime you want, basically. So it's a card that isn't in your deck that you can cast from exile whenever you want. I don't really like the format, but I'm just doing this just to do it. Alright, so we're gonna just absolutely slam his ass here. Yeah. Go all in. Do this for 16. Yeah, it's just 1v1 Commander. The reason why I like this over normal Commander is this right here. See this? 25. Commander starts at 40 usually, even in dual Commander, which is dumb. And starting at a lower life total makes aggro decks more viable, which is nice. No, that wasn't a one shot. He just gave up. He saw this and he said, "All right, I'm done." In these colors, it's hard to remove a permanent that has 17 toughness. Generally, black and white are the colors that have removal options that can just get rid of something unconditional. Red requires you to do damage, while green requires you to have a creature fight another creature. So he saw the 16-17, went, okay, I have nothing to contest that, even though I have a full grip of cards that is going to fuck me over next turn, I lose the game. Which is fair. Anyway, that's probably the only game I'm going to play today. I just don't want to play this game. Alright, so I need to cast 2 more green spells. So I'll play one more time. I'm going to cast 2 spells, and then I'm going to concede the match. And that's it. You know? This has been an educational experience, I guess, for me. It's so sad, right? Like had I just done just slightly different things, this all could have been avoided and everyone could have been happy and we could have had that fun, fun payoff after all this work. Not just no. I should have. Oh yeah, I'm not playing the game. Cast this. spot removal is common. I mean, it's just you can choose what to put in your deck. So yes, in a 1v1 format, spot removal is very important. In Commander, where it's multiplayer, the purpose of spot removal is to interrupt a combo, because again, if you're playing high rank Commander, you know, it's all about combo versus control and ramp. No aggro anymore. So you save your spot removal to disrupt a certain creature combo. That's why I don't like Commander, because it takes out one fundamental part of the game, and that's aggro. The triangle, naturally with Magic the Gathering, is aggro beats control beats combo, and combo beats aggro. And then there's other mixes of decks in between, like mid-range, which is a mix between aggro and control. You know, it's not as fast as an aggro deck, but it's not as slow as a control deck, but it can still control the board a little bit. You sacrifice a little bit of control for, flexibility. Combo doesn't beat control because control has more options to disrupt the combo. Control usually has more interaction than an aggro deck would. So a control, let's just talk about the classic control deck, blue-white control, where it runs like maybe a sweeper or two and then a shit ton of counter magic. A lot of combo decks use non-creature spells to combo with, so the control deck is going to have more options to counter the combo deck. Now, here's a good example. There are aggro combo decks that can get under the control deck before it can stabilize. So Infect is a good example. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Infect mechanic, but a creature with Infect does damage. Whenever it does damage to a player, they gain that many poison counters, and you only need 10 poison counters on the opponent to kill them. Essentially making it so they have 10 life rather than 20. I don't know the metagame of Hearthstone. Infect it's poison counters, right? It is permanent in the sense. I mean, you can remove counters from yourself with certain cards, but unlike, it's not universal like life gain, where you gain life and stabilize. Right. Like you can have 1 billion life and still lose with 10 Infect counters. That's right. Mari Love Life, who are you? I need to know. Who are you? I just need to know. I know who Batlin Barney is, but I don't know who Mari Love Life is. See you sometime. Chat somehow. Okay, I got done for now. Might just go lie down for the rest of the day. I don't know. Sit in bed, do nothing. I don't know. I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't know. I should work on my art, but I don't feel compelled to do it right now. It's sour, because the whole part of the fun with this art piece, part of the fun with this was to was because it was linked to our team, like it was supposed to be like, look at this cool art I did, it's our team logo and looks really cool, but like what it symbolizes now is kind of a downer. Just like more of a representation of my failure to keep someone wanting to play with me. I don't know. This is probably the only positive thing that can come from all at this point. Is this, if I can finish it. Know that this, please understand that this here, okay, is just a rough block in of colors. I need to figure out how, like again, if we look to the source material here. I've never done this before, but I need to figure out where the light is supposed to roughly be from the fire. And I was just very quickly trying to figure that out, like from far away. This is not even close to how it's going to look. This is, again, a work in progress. I'm going to go back over it. And there is line art under here. If you look, I just need to defend myself a little bit, because this, again, I have more finished line art underneath. And I, did the zipper. But I'm not trying to focus so hard on the details right now, because I just, what I'm doing, the point of what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to look at it. Like when I'm working on it, I'm literally this far zoomed out. I'm here. I'm just trying to make it look right from here. Then maybe later, after I fix my final drawing a little bit more, I'll go in and I'll detail everything and properly, make it look like this. I'll go see if they're playing. Still playing. I wanted to let them know. Now there's this sucks, man. This sucks. This sucks. Fit this screen. I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's just I just have to live with it. Sucks, and solution, and it's over. It. I have to. I hate it. I can't fix anything. Done, and it's over. Why did I fucking spend the past 3 months trying so hard? Like, what the fuck? Why did I do that? Stupid. It was just stupid as hell. There's no payoff. Imagine working so hard at something and just nothing. Just nothing. I can. I have to at this point. Yeah. I I have to. I can't let this happen again. Like, Lyri's a great example of, like, a foil to me and how I think about things. Lyri just has fun and people want to hang out with her and she's, like, charismatic. And, you know, people legitimately want to be around her because she's positive, you know? She's funny. She makes people laugh. It's not something I can do right now. I've always been defined by what I can do, not how I make people feel, I guess. I can't make people laugh. Like, people in the past, when they interact with me, they come to me for art advice or like how to approach something, or maybe like they need help with something else that I'm good at. And that's more or less how I've interacted with people, and that there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate being able to help people think about things. I'm a novice artist, but I'm still way more along than a lot of people who are just starting out and struggling. You know, I mean, the fact that my fire isn't perfect, but the fact I was able to kind of get it right, I'm still going to work on it, but like, I'm getting there. It's fairly close to what I want. I just need to fix a couple things here and there. And maybe fix the value structure a little bit. The cool thing with the fire is, this is a neat thing I want to show you. I did it in black and white. The nice thing about doing it in black and white and doing it in just the values is you can modify it later using something called a palette. Mind you, it doesn't look perfect, and you can make adjustments later, but it's good for making adjustments to something, specifically something that takes up a gradient of things, like a firewood. So I can go back afterwards. Yeah, Lyri's definitely a top OS streamer. She's got that charisma, for sure. She's funny. She's legitimately funny. Hell, she made me laugh. That's hard to do. You know? She made me laugh last night. That's hard. That's so difficult. Yeah, she's definitely talented in that regard. Oh, that's okay. I honestly do. I'm blessed to have even a couple people check in on me here. I wonder why. I'm not funny. I don't make people laugh. I'm miserable. I'm absolutely miserable in every way. Yet people still check in here and there. I don't know why. I don't know why. I appreciate it regardless, but I just wonder why. It's not that like I'm a lol cow or something at this point. That some of the people do tune in for that. You two are not here to. Assumedly, I assume you're not here to just revel in my misery. And if you are, that's also fine. It is, in a twisted way, it's nice to see someone else fail and be miserable, because it can make you feel better about your own position in life, perhaps. So I understand that to a degree. A big member. I don't know. Maybe I'll go lie down for 30 minutes and come back and work. Sign up for OSAP. I didn't do grounding me. Yeah, I mean, that was, people liked that. Although I was the villain for that. People saw me as, you know, the asshole. Nunzi's the hero. Then Nunzi got all the pro league players on their team. He didn't. You know what? You know what's sad? You know what's sad? That was one of the events that caused all this to happen. Had I not pulled Chunky in for that thing, this wouldn't have happened. That was the first stone. That was the first thing. that was the first domino that led to all this. And I know you all had fun, but like that was the start. I know. You know how hard it was for me to do that? Do you know how hard it was for me to say that? I know that's what I was supposed to do going in, and it was so difficult for me to say that. And I didn't believe it either. I partially lied when I was saying what I said in defeat. When I said he's the better goalie and I have a lot to learn. I mean, I still have a lot to learn, but no, I could have done better. Actually, maybe it wasn't fully a lie. The TLDR is basically Nunzi was in a competitive match with me. Nunzi is a goalie, and Nunzi played for whatever reason Rune midfield. Proceeded to it was on Gates of Obscura, one of the most corner shove heavy matches in the game. He proceeded to not help out when it's time to shove, get the core out of the corner. And naturally, because no goalie can win a 2v1, I lost those interactions. And then both him and his teammates called me dog shit. Like, don't play Asher goalie again, you suck. To which point I just completely flipped out on him and said, you have no idea how to play your fucking role. You literally sat in the other lane while I got 2v1'd. Like, you're an idiot, you're a fucking moron. That's it. I'm bringing my OSAS team, we're gonna beat the shit out of you. And a bunch of other people thought it was a grudge match. And a grudge match is when... Not a grudge match. They thought it was an ego match. So someone along the way thought that we were going to swap out certain players to see who the better goalie was, but it was more so a grudge match. But the problem is, all the better players wanted to get in, and so we just ended up going up against Pro League Plus players on the other team, and the teams were not balanced, and I got my ass kicked. Because our OSAS team isn't as good as Pro League Plus players yet. So I ended up losing. I won a single game, but we lost most of them. And Chunk also didn't want to be part of any of the drama. And I didn't realize that. I thought Chunk would have been happy to play with me at the time, but Chunk, I didn't know this about him, does not like drama, and I thought he did. I thought, considering how much he was in the chat and like shit posting and like rage baiting and all that, I thought he'd be all over it. So I thought like, oh, Chunk will love this, and he did not. So I completely fucked up in that regard. There's more to it than that. That wasn't the only thing. It was just a combination of like 4 different things. That was one of them. And because all 4 of them became apparent, he decided to leave. That's it. Yeah, and it ended up being the stone that caused this to happen. That loss was so indicative of, not indicative, but it caused all the other dominoes to fall in the way they did today. Had I not gotten Chunk involved, we would still be playing together today. I'm confident in that. That was the biggest mistake I made. Thank you for joining in to listen, Nico. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night, okay? I think I'm just gonna go lie down and do nothing for a bit. Because my stomach still hurts and I'm hungry, but I just don't feel like eating. I'm sure you understand that feeling. You'll understand someday if you don't. The feeling when like your stomach hurts. You need to eat something, but you just don't care. Just don't care. Not worth it. It's not worth the effort to go down and prep a meal for yourself. It's not worth the effort to go out and buy something for yourself. It's not worth the effort. You just starve instead. Because who cares? No one cares. You don't care. I don't care. It just doesn't matter. just doesn't